Whether you are presenting information to a group or going on a job interview, you have probably been told to be professional. But what does it mean to be professional? You may not be sure how to answer the question. This video will help you to better understand what it means to be professional. We will address the standards of professionalism you can use in class projects, a sales pitch for a client, or introducing your supervisor at a company banquet. To appear professional, you should always dress the part, know your audience, choose content that is appropriate to the event and setting, and be respectful of the time allotted. The first standard of professionalism we will discuss is dressing the part. First, it is important to understand that dressing professionally can establish your credibility with your audience as well as build your confidence. Dressing the part means to follow the professional standard for the clothing you wear. The professional standard for appropriate clothing is determined by your professor in the classroom and the company dress code for your position in the professional world. If you are not given specific instructions about appropriate attire, follow this advice. Avoid dressing too casually when presenting. In the classroom, avoid sweats. In the workplace, avoid jeans and t-shirts. Always choose clothing that is a step above your audience. At the very least, you should dress in business casual attire. Remember, dressing the part shows your audience that you are a credible source of information and that you care about what you are sharing with your audience. Second, know your audience. Knowing who will be in your audience is important in preparing not only the content of your speech, but in creating visual aids as well. Knowing your audience is fairly simple. It means knowing who you are talking to and what knowledge they have about the topic you are discussing. There is nothing worse than sitting in an audience with a speaker who is using language that is oversimplified or does not match the situation. When these situations occur, it is clear the speaker did not analyze their audience or write their presentation to match the occasion. This leads the presenter to lose credibility. This leads to our third tip, being appropriate with your content and the occasion. When you prepare your speech with your audience in mind, you will have a presentation that is understandable. In order to be understood, you want to choose language that is not so jargon-filled that your audience has no idea what you are talking about, or so oversimplified that your audience feels as if you are talking down to them. You also want to be aware of the setting of your presentation. What is the purpose of the speech? Are you toasting your best friend at their wedding, or are you honoring your supervisor at a professional conference? Each situation requires different types of content. Remember, you can use humor, but be careful not to offend your audience. Most importantly, practice your speech, especially names. Watch these brief demonstrations of speakers saying a well-known name correctly and incorrectly.
The president I'd like to tell you about next is Barack Obama.
The president I would like to talk about next is Barack Obama.
How do you feel as an audience member after each demonstration? It is likely that hearing the incorrect pronunciation makes you uncomfortable. This is what will happen with your audience as well, so practice. Finally, you want to prepare your presentation to fill the time provided. Time matters, whether you're in the classroom or in a client's office. It is a sign of respect when you meet the time limits set by others. Practicing your presentation is about more than pronouncing names correctly. It also allows you to assure your presentation meets the provided time limit. When speaking as a part of a panel or meeting with a client, it is important to stay within the time frame you have been provided. On a panel, you may take away from another speaker by going over time. With a client, you may keep them from another appointment. Either way, it is disrespectful to be under or over time with your presentation as it affects others.